Hey, welcome back to another 3D Flight Dream tutorial. Today we're going to be in the Beechcraft Baron G58. That's right, the Beechcraft. Now, if you're wondering where you get this aircraft, if you have the deluxe version, you have this aircraft. So let me go through the toggle by takeoff, because it seems to be your favorite, and let's get started. So what you want to do is, let's go ahead and turn on our fuel selectors. And then let's go ahead and power up our battery and our alternators. Over here to the left, battery right, and our avionics. Go ahead and let people know we're going to be starting the aircraft, strobes, navs. Put our floodlights on, it's kind of stormy. Don't need our taxi light right now. Put our wing lights on, and we're good to go. Go ahead and put on our pet feet, because it's kind of cold out. Don't want our pitot tubes freezing up. Alright, now that you get that, go ahead and increase your mixture. I have a throttle controller. We'll just give it a little bit of throttle. And let's go ahead and look at our left engine and say clear left. Go ahead and start it by turning the switch right here and holding it for 5 seconds. And then once that's done, you should see it come over here and the RPM coming up. Go. It's good. Engine 1 good. Alright. Look at the guide. Engine 2 clear. Engine 2 is clear. So let's go ahead and hold this. Hold it for 5 seconds. Look. And there we go. RPMs are coming up. Wait for this to level up. Okay, so today we'll be doing a short flight from Seattle, Tacoma to Portland International. And as you can see, we got some pretty nasty weather out there. I'm not flying IFR, I'm flying VFR. There's enough clearance to fly it, so let's get started. So if you want to crank up your inside lights right here, if you hide this yoke and look, there's flight instruments, floodlights, panel lights, and we should get nice and bright in here. Good. Nice and comfy. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull up the ATC. And we're going to go to ground. And we're going to go down to ground services. We're going to request
Seattle
a pushback.
Ground, Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287
Lower our
requesting
throttle.
pushback.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287
And
pushback request.
we're going to
accepted.
wait till they're in position. We got some weird lag going on. That's alright. Always with the pushback. Alright, we'll let this person get going. You hit scroll lock to open this, by the way, if you don't want to go up top. Oh, let me check one thing. Make sure our winds aren't too strong. Not trying it. For some reason the winds are bugged in this game.
Seattle Ground Airbus November 6658 Hotel requesting pushback.
Alright, we're going to release our parking
Airbus
brakes.
November 6658 Hotel pushback request accepted.
Alright, he's got it hooked up, so let's go ahead and while he's doing that, up the fuel pump, go ahead and turn on our panel lights, and turn on our taxi lights. Looking good so far. Alright, so we're gonna look back here and make sure it's clear. We're gonna get as far as we can back, usually to that number over there. We're gonna go to the taxiway. Go ahead and push back. Right.
Seattle Ground, Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the right.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Alright, there we go. We're gonna request pushback stop.
Seattle Ground Airbus November 6658
Nope, we
Hotel
can't.
requesting the end of pushback.
There we go.
Airbus Airbus November 665
Ah,
in
shit.
hotel request to end pushback received.
Seattle
we're gonna say
ground,
stop
Vector Airways
because we're just gonna
Foxtrot
push
Tango
straight back in our
1287
same
requesting
slot.
the end of pushback.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 request to end pushback received.
Alright, we're gonna go to ground. So, like I said, you can hit scroll lock too.
Seattle ground Airbus November
Yeah.
6658 Hotel with India ready to taxi IFR.
Airbus November 6658 Hotel taxi to and hold short of runway 16 right using taxiway Alpha Delta cross runway 16 left Delta cross runway 16 center Charlie. Contact tower on 119.9 when ready.
Go back to depart straight
Seattle
out.
ground, Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 ready to taxi departing straight out with India.
Let's go ahead and turn
Vector
off the
Airways
previous
Foxtrot
static too.
Tango 1287 taxi to and hold short of runway 16 left via taxiway Alpha Charlie. Contact tower on 120.9er.
That's my share. Alright, we're good. Go ahead and scroll lock and go ahead and
Taxi to and
acknowledge.
hold short runway 16 right via
it's 'cause
taxiway Alpha Delta
I decided
cross
I'd try
runway
something
16
different,
left
put
Delta
AI.
cross runway 16 center Charlie
We're very
Airbus
chatty
58
today.
Hotel.
Taxiing hold short runway 16 left using taxiway Alpha Charlie Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
There they are right there. You might want to wait a couple seconds like real life so we don't get in the jet wash. Get going shortly. Alright. Go ahead and throttle up. Check to our left. We're good. Ooh, my brakes are very tad sensitive here. Yeah. He's probably gonna go to, I don't know if he's gonna go 16 left. He should go other side, but we'll see. Won't get too close to this big guy. Really nasty out there. But like I said, the Beechcraft Baron G58, it's a heck of a plane for bad weather. Very powerful. So today our flight probably going to be about hour 20 minutes, maybe hour 25 at the most because of bad weather. We're going to try to haul butt, but no promises because like I said, the weather's everywhere. Let's go ahead and drop at this line over here. He's going to go to the other runway.
Generic 14 Tango, hold position caution the Beechcraft B58 on the taxiway.
Alright, so I beat the AI.
Hold position generic 14 Tango.
Alright, we're gonna
Generic 14
Throttle
Tango,
down.
continue taxi.
not gonna
Generic
throttle down
14
too
Tango,
fast.
hold position caution the Beechcraft B58 on the taxiway.
Alright, now we're apply our parking brakes for now. Go ahead and turn off our taxiway lights, and the lights are coming on. Go ahead and call tower. That's
Seattle Tower Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 ready at runway 16 left straight out departure.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 altimeter 29.9er 2 wind 255 at 15. Departing straight out, approved.
alright, so we got clearance. We talked to ATC and they're gonna let us take off. So let's give them acknowledgement.
Cleared for
I'm
takeoff.
hitting scroll
runway
lock to
16
do
left,
that. I'm
Vector
gonna hit-
Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
I'm gonna hit up on the keyboard a little. I mean, we could take off like that and zoom out. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Release our parking brakes. Now, to release your parking brakes, you can click here. I also have it hooked up my joystick, as you can see. So, I mean my throttle control. Oh, my joystick's on the other side. Alright, let's go ahead. So I have my flaps on regular, straight. And I'm gonna put them up to take off by hitting F6, but wait till I pick up. Should get a nice side gust. Now, I already looked, but you're supposed to look both ways. Take off a VFR. No one was coming, so let's go ahead and take off. There we go. But windy, kind of rough. Go ahead and hit F6, put up our flaps, and then she should just glide into the wind. And she's up. Put our gear up and start climbing. As you can see, a nice rainy, stormy day. Alright, let's let her climb. Check our percentages, looking good. Go ahead, drop our mixture, save on fuel. And let's go ahead, well, not unhide this yet. Go ahead and lower these floodlights.
414 Tango ready for IFR departure runway 16 left.
Not these.
Generic November 0414 Tango altimeter 29.9 wind 255 at 15.
It's gonna fly
Caution the Airbus A20N taking off runway 16 right. Cleared for takeoff runway 16 left.
and we're just gonna climb. But like I said, today we're going to Portland International. It's kind of nasty, but we've got the aircraft for the job.
16 left, generic November 0414 Tango.
That aircraft is the Beechcraft Baron G58, which is an amazing aircraft.
Foxtrot Tango 1287 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Seattle Tower Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 frequency change.
Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get above this storm. Or at least in the clouds, high enough so when we hit the mountains, we aren't going to hit it. So if you look here, let's go ahead and hit map details and go ahead and hit map out and hit next rad, topo, next rad should allow you to see weather. It's in the area. Should be weather, but wow, it's lagging right now. Woo. See the storms. Seeing any. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just get going. We'll get the weather working when we get to the point. Let's go ahead and turn off our landing lights, because they're probably just sitting there on inside the plane. Go ahead and keep climbing, because I know we're going to run into some pretty nasty mountains. And this weather's not very good for climbing in. So let's go ahead and climb above this weather. Well, maybe not above it, but into the clouds high enough so we don't hit mountains.
125.9 generic 14 Tango.
Let's go check the wind speed. Wind speed is 9 knots right now, coming in from the right side across the left. Let's see if we can get this weather to enable. Oh, we don't want an exponder. We got the map layout. Oh, we got that. Nice. That's new. There we go. We got a little map in the corner. I'll need that. I can turn that off. We get this map. Go ahead and keep climbing. Remember, I have my flaps up still. I'm just trying to climb. Now, if all those people fly autopilot, they'll fly non-autopilot, but if you do, that's how you engage it right here. That's your heading. Your heading is, so if I hit my heading, I don't know why it always starts down there. Just hold it. Yeah, this always winks out. Or just hold in the and we get our heading in front of us. Oh, we're dropping altitude. We don't want that. So if I want to say, hey, I want to autopilot, hold my heading, the autopilot heading. I'm going to hold my heading now, which not the heading I want. I want to go towards the flight path. So, and then now let's say altitude. Go altitude here. It's just not working for some reason. There it goes. And let's go ahead and set that up. Kind of wigging out here. There we go. Is it going down? I guess I just gotta hold it very gentle because it's just wigging out. There we go. 86. And then we'll say altitude click. It should start climbing to 8,600. Autopilot, we're holding our heading. While we're in autopilot, let's see if we can get the weather working. Traffic. Now, boom. Should have just worked, but apparently it's buggy. Usually the weather shows up. Oh well. I mean, it would be helpful to see which storms are severe. Get traffic on. Go back and see. Still climbing, we're good. Holding our heading. Yeah, I'm not getting any weather. Go ahead and check here. Lightning. Can't get this map to show up. Traffic, lightning, but no lightning. There's some pretty nasty weather. It'd be nice to see it. Oh well. Alright, so here's my surprise. I waited to tell you now. Let's listen to some music while it rains. Should be good. Like I said, let's see if we can get the weather working again. We're in autopilot right now, and we'll turn that off. Just don't know why it's not working. Get the heading. Oh, there we go. That's just bug. Can't get it too close. There we go. So we're going through some severe storms. Alright, let's turn this autopilot off. And I'm flying the plane. Get the outside view. And now we want to watch out for some microbursts. We can't really avoid this on our flight path, but we can try to fly through the non-red. And we get some strong winds. Let's go ahead, zoom in and see. Yeah, we're pretty good. If you're wondering, these settings, these are all ultra. It's a little choppy at times when I get into busy cities, but you know, it's better than what I was running a long time ago. So I used to play Flight Simulator FF Sax, and it was looked like square blocks of my old graphic cards. So things have came a long way. So let's not get too far off the flight path. Let's stick with our pink line there. Fly through these clouds. Fly into the sun. Go ahead and up on our keyboard there. Go ahead, I can zoom out too. There we go. Just gliding through the clouds. And once again, I'm in the Beechcraft Baron G58. Once again, you can get this plane if you have the deluxe version. I love it when I play online air company. It's pretty fun, and it does its job. So I'm gonna lower to 8,000. We seem good here. Hold that altitude. And we're just gonna glide along. So if we have to get to turn on the autopilot, we'll be at 8,000. Right now, we're just gonna hold it manually. But if we have to engage the autopilot because something goes wrong, then so be it. Let's go look straight again. Like I said, if you like this lo-fi music, it's from Lo-Fi Geek on YouTube. It's nice enough to let us use it, so, you know, drop by his channel, say a like if you like this music, and hope you enjoy the flight. I'm gonna pause really quick and check. I do have realism on, I believe. Yeah. So everything's on except for taxiing because, well, oh wait, we're gonna lose altitude again because every time you leave the simulator, it does its thing. Give it 81% mixture and just glide along. We aren't gonna cause airframe stress. Gonna slow down our throttle here. Get back on our line. We're gonna hit some strong storms right here. We're heading into the red. Yep, you can see the rain. I said, if you like my videos, there's more development videos on the way. I'm gonna do a little bit more of these videos too. Maybe next time we could do some landing challenges. I'm pretty good at most planes except for the 747. The thing is just bouncy as heck. When you land on the runway, it's just like boom, boom, boom. So I can still get like a B rating on it. I don't think I've ever hit an A on it.
Seattle Tower, generic November 9er, tree, 4 November, 11 miles north.
We got traffic.
16 left approach.
Generic November 9er, tree, 4 November, Seattle Tower. Altimeter, 29.9er, 2 wind 255 at 15.
You might have to do an
Runway
IFR.
16 left approach.
Get off. See if we can find
Clear
Portland.
ILS runway 16 left approach, generic tree, 4 November.
I'm just gonna pick some random. I'm not actually landing there, I'm just trying to find Portland International. Not McCord. McCord's gonna be crowded too. We'll just go to some random airport for now. Look at this from the outside. That's and it's stormy. We should be coming out of the clouds soon. Okay, let's see if we increase the wind a little. Oh, it is pretty high. I know flight simulator gets out of control when you increase the speed too much. See how well, yeah, it's knocking soft course now. Let's see what our wind temperature, our wind speed is at 1320. Yeah, we're getting tossed around now. Slower our throttle. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the flight. I mean, it's stormy day. We're going to Portland. Portland International, that is, airport. And that's basically Oregon, so. Go ahead and check our fuel. Yeah, we're doing good. Got a nice load going on. Oh, we're dropping altitude. Go ahead and increase our range and see. Yeah, we should be getting out of the nasty stuff in a while. And like I said, you do that by zooming out. Before it was bugged. If you go too close, you can't see it, but you can see it if you zoom out. We'll go ahead and just zoom out and show where we're going. Back on our flight path. And you can tell your flight path too. If you look on your MPD of your pilot, you see this heading right here we set. Well, you can also see this pink line. That's, see, AC, like Seatac, Tacoma International Airport to Portland, Oregon. So there you go. Oh, okay, so we're out of the clouds now. Let's go take a look around outside. Ready? Oh yeah, we're shaking. Nice day. Beautiful day flying, right? If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Okay. How would you actually like to be in a plane in this condition though? Woo. All plane, twin prop. Hey, twin prop, not so bad as if you were in a Cessna. Cessna would be bad, but this has a lot of power, so. I mean, this is a Cessna, but this is a, no, sorry, this is not a Cessna. This is a Beechcraft Baron, sorry, not a Cessna. Beechcraft. If you were in a Cessna like a Skyhawk, or 152, yeah, this weather would be a nightmare. I mean, it is tossing around the Beechcraft a little bit, but it's holding its own. Whoa, what was that? The random flicker of the back seat there. Let's look. Yes. Oh, so also if you have this plane, pay attention to our thing. You have little lights here too. You can turn on your little cabin lights. You know, put your comfy people back there. So, can't you see them? They have smiles. Oh boy. Now we want to watch our getting shooken around here. We're at an altitude about 5,600. I'm not seeing any mountains, but I know as we come up, let's go check our typography. So if we go, no, there we go. You can see weather's gonna basically, hide stuff, but yeah, we got some mountains over here. Let's go back to, that's just being the weather. Oh, you got some green, some light rain over there. We're kind of going to the red stuff. Ooh, look at that. We got a nasty storm right here. We're gonna have to fly through. And we're dropping altitude, so let's go ahead and pull up a little here. Really nasty out there. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, we're getting hit hard now. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna increase the throttle here. We're losing well, not altitude, but speed because of the high winds. Hopefully not too much stress to cause enough stress to cause our aircraft to go down. Trying to keep it as slow as I can, balancing the throttle and keeping it so that the throttle is about 120, 130, but not going too high, because if we drop or suddenly hit a microburst and get hit, then we're gonna go down. Go ahead and level out again. Should be out of this cloud soon. If that was a small one, I can't wait for that big one coming up over there. There we go. Just like the radar shows. You usually get like a whack or two as you're coming out of the cloud. Cloud's like, I'm not done with you. Why is this on? Maybe we can get that to turn off. There we go. We increased our throttle. Going down out of the 120s. Yeah, we can glide now. Let's go look at this storm that we're in. And we come to these huge clouds. Nasty. Alright. Get back inside. Alright, we're at 8,000. Like I said, we're not on autopilot. We're on autopilot. We could just like let this plane fly itself. Now you can hit, forced pitch, trim aileron to hold your plane up, and your rudder, but I'm just holding it steady. Of course, I fell off the flight path a little, so let me, as you can see, if you look at our right MPD, I fell off just a little, so let me zoom back in and kind of get back lined up. We don't have enough fuel to just keep getting off the flight path, and I know out there's some mountains, and I don't want to fly through them in this storm. Looks like, see if I can avoid this storm. Let's see if we can get to the right. Looks pretty nasty, and we're gonna get tossed up in there. I'm gonna try my best to navigate the clouds. As you can see, if I use the mouse there, you can see right here, pretty nasty. I'm gonna try to fly at least through here so I don't get chopped up. Yeah, we're bouncing all over the place already, these winds. Let's go ahead and lower our throttle so we don't start over torquing here. The storm's waiting for us. And like I said, I hope you're enjoying the flight. The music, Lo-Fi Geek, check them out, YouTube. I'll put a description in this video where you can check them out. I'm just holding my joystick. I have this set for my joystick so I can zoom out. See, I have a joystick and I can set it. And then on my throttle control, I have other controls set, like if you were in a real plane. I'm using the X52. But unfortunately my X52 joystick part broke, so I have it mixed from X52 mixed with a Thrustmaster 1000, if you want to know. I would recommend the Thrustmaster 1000 because this has its own throttle, but I like the X52 throttle because it's really good to feel that when you excel that and control it with two hands. I said we're getting off the flight path again. You can tell by the little chevron or little lines telling you, hey, you're off the flight path. That storm right there looks super nasty. You want to stay away from that. Go ahead and skip ahead here. Oops. What's going on? Weird. Go to a different song. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know. I hit YouTube over there and that came up. As the sun sets, we should be getting over Oregon. Yeah, as you can see to the left side of the aircraft, we're starting to get some mountains in there. We got to be careful. So I'm staying at 7,000 feet because we're going to be bouncing around from, I would say 7,000 to like 65 because of the turbulence in these storms. I'm going to try to avoid this as much as I can. That's why I've been veering to the right side of the flight path. If I stayed on it, I'd be going right to the center. We're still going to get hit pretty hard, as you can see. As we get closer to it, those downdrafts, the microbursts, the tops of the cumulus nimbus clouds will try to push us towards the ground. And that's just because they're colder at the top and they're warmer at the bottom, so they create these microbursts. Not all the time, but most of the time. That's why you see them build up, because the air goes in and circulates kind of like a helicopter and flows down. So I believe also on the G58 you can lower this. Can I? No. Oh, interesting. I thought they would enable it. Oh well. Let's get that. I don't know why that thing always gets stuck on. turn back out because that's a nice view to watch, right? It's harder to see the numbers, but we're good. Seems like we're fighting the storm here. We're about to get really nasty. Go ahead and increase our throttle as we're approaching the front of the storm. Oh yeah, we're about to get tossed up right here. And like I said, I'm not using autopilot, I'm flying manual. Trying to gain height, level it back out. And you can see that by right here. If you look, you can see 5, 10 going up and -5 going down. And I just try to stay either 5 or 0. So let's just go ahead. We should be getting into nasty stuff soon. Let's take an outside view and look at this storm before it engulfs us. Well, we got some traffic here. Oof. We're just flying like right to the cradle, the eye of it. Get some close-up shots. Alright, let's get back inside. Well, maybe that was a good point to get a thumbnail. Let's try it. I need to toggle by takeoff, right? Do it. Nah, I'll do that later. Alright, we should be starting to go into the nasty stuff. Like I said, I avoided this cell as much as I could because you're gonna get tossed around. We're at 81.6. So let's see what it does to us. Shouldn't be too bad. It's tossing us. Let's go ahead and lower our throttle. This is why you avoid the red ones. Don't stress us, don't stress us. I'm gonna try to lower our throttle a little bit more. Let it take us like a feather, not stall us. Oh yeah, we're in it now. Woof. All right. We're in the soup. I'm blind, flying blind. I'm lost in the soup. That's all right. We gotta get out of this storm. Our knots are all over the place. This is why you try to avoid red cells if you can. I'm gonna toss you like every which way. I'm getting hit by microbursts and side wind shear and everything else. So, plus there's a problem with icing sometimes. You got so much moisture, and if the temperature's like too cold out there, you get icing.
Traffic Cessna November 960, 4 kilo 11 miles north inbound visual runway 14.
Alright, we're getting close to
28 Oscar Romeo traffic Cessna November
we're
960, 4
close
kilo
to
is on
Portland.
final runway 14 to land.
We're gonna leave that and we're gonna go to Portland. found her.
Portland Tower Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 is 27 miles north 7,200 feet with Alpha to land.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 Portland Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er 2 and 255 at 28. Enter left traffic runway 28 left.
Hit scroll lock again.
Make left traffic runway 28 left Vector Airways Foxtrot
So
Tango
I'm gonna come in
1287.
from the left side and come in and land. Okay, let's listen to ATS. What kind of
Portland
weather we
Airport
got?
information Alpha
Jeez.
0000.
Alright,
Wind 25.
we gotta lower our throttle.
Visibility.
Crazy.
Neither in heavy rain. Current condition. Ceiling 1,700 feet broken.
Nice.
Temperature 15. Dew point 13. Altimeter 29er.9er2. ILS runway 28 left and ILS runway 28 right in use. Landing and departing runway 28 left and runway 28 right.
Alright, we're gonna start
DSR aircraft. Say direction of
increasing
flight.
our throttle.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
We're about to go install if we
Advise
don't.
controller, on initial contact, you have Alpha.
Alright. Just gonna forget about that. Concentrate on flying here. We're all over the place. That's not me, that's the storm. Ooh! Ooh! Oh wow. Portland's nasty right now. Doesn't want us to make it. Alright, let's go ahead and drop our altitude, see if we get out of these clouds to stop icing. I don't know if icing is occurring. Oh, I know lag is occurring. Let's just go ahead and turn on our E. And we should have... We're gonna waste more fuel, but better safe than sorry. I thought the temperature was around the 40s. Probably 40, 42. Not freezing, but... Alright, let's go ahead and lower our altitude. Hit F7. I'm gonna check our... Hit V and check our visual map here. See how close we are. Oh, we're not close yet. So let's go ahead and raise our flaps again. Now we're out of that nasty weather. See how our speed was going all over the place? That's the problem. That's why it's very important. So it's lagging a little. It'll catch up because I'm in a high populated area. And of course there's high volumetric clouds. I apologize about that. Plus I got all the recording software running, so. But we want to start veering left of the flight path, like over here, because the runway is going to go from our left to our right. So it's actually going to be completely the opposite way from our side of our plane, so. I'm not seeing any traffic. I do have traffic on. Oh, I do see someone right here. Let's go look. You can see the strobes too flying around. Should be fine. Let's go ahead and click here to get rid of that arrow. I don't know why that does that. Every time I click off, I guess it... Apologize about that. Alright, let's go ahead and hit up on our keyboard and just kind of get like a nice view. Let's get an outside shot and kind of look at where we came from. The nasty storms. Oof. Yeah. We made it. It's pretty clear. I mean, I bet you there's probably condensation building up because they said heavy rain around Portland International, but we'll see. Looks pretty clear on the radar, but yeah, I can see the runway from here, so I think we're good. So we'll just go ahead and maintain an altitude of 45. We're at a knots about 137. If you want to know my altitude, it's right there, and my knots are right there. And we got a side wind of 16. So when we land, we have to watch out for stalling. So we're going to have to increase our throttle. But it should help us. It'll slow us down, but it should help us gain some wind too. So some lifts. So let's see how it goes. And like I said, if you like these long flights, you want to hear less talking, and just lo-fi music, let me know. They're only gonna be short ones. I might do a A3 Neo from Tacoma to LA one time in bad weather. I don't know. I am gonna do landing challenges, and like I said, I'm gonna do more STK development videos on how to make planes and stuff like that, but bear with me. Check our map by hitting V. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna start heading to the left a little bit on that, lined up to come into the runway. So we don't have to like bank heavy, because if we hit those side winds and we're banking heavy, we could roll the plane. We don't want that. Oh, for all those people, flaps are right here. I have them just hitting the keyboard, but I can come over here and set it, but it messes up like the rendering, and I just use the keys right now. So if you look, I believe the airport is on the other side. Yeah, there it is right there. If you look, you can barely see it. It's right over here. It's on the other side of that river. We should hit some heavy winds going across these water areas. Because if we look over here, we get this nasty wall cloud. And look, it's actually smiling at us. Like over there at the top, smiling at us. Anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can land this thing. Go check with ATC. We're good to go still. Should get back to us soon. Oh yeah, we got some heavy rain over the airport. Oh, those clouds came from nowhere. Let's go ahead and lower our throttle. Hit F7, start dropping. Remember, we had those side winds.
Vector Airways Foxtrot
There's
Tango
the ATC.
1287 wind 255 at 28. Cleared to land runway 28 left.
Go ahead and just scroll lock and hit 1.
Cleared to land runway 28 left. Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
I don't know why every time you talk to ATC it lags up. Oh, I'm losing it. There we go. I don't know, something with the AI in this game is just like something he doesn't like. Oh, we're going into a city. Alright, let's drop our landing gear. You can also drop your landing gear right there. So I hit F7 to lower my flaps. Landing gear's down. The runway should be right here. Let's check. Yeah, we're coming over it. It should be in those clouds over there. It should be right over here somewhere to the right. There it is. We got it. Increase our throttle just a little. Go ahead and straighten our view. Zoom back out. And go to the nose view. And we don't want to go too fast. There it is. Let's gain some height. We're at 1,500 right now. There's a big nasty storm over Portland International right now. We gotta watch that wind. So I'm watching my speed right now. I'm giving it a little bit more throttle because that wind is nasty, but I'm not gonna give it so much because my landing gear are down right now. I don't want to rip them off. That would be a bad thing. And if we hit a microburst here, oof, 115, 119 knots, oof, we're hurting. Let's go ahead and touch her down gently though. Lining up. Oh, we gotta put our landing lights on. My bad. I think it's too late. Let's see. And the lights are on. Always forget that. Yeah, now we're a little high. Lower the throttle and make up for my mistake. F8, flaps all the way down. With that wind, it's going to be slowing our plane down a lot. We got 17 knot winds in our face. Yeah, see 106, 105. We're just gonna use that wind to push us down so we gain, we lose that altitude we were trying to lose before I started to play with the landing lights. Alright, we should be good. We got some side winds coming in. Go ahead and land this gently. Like I said, I have my flaps all the way down. A little off the glide path, but that's alright. We got some side winds, lowering my throttle. Kind of gliding in. Go ahead and touch down.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
That wind is hitting me.
121.9.
By the brakes. I think I'm gonna miss this taxiway. Maybe not. Let's see. One throttle up. Hold on, let's get off the runway.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287, please acknowledge.
I will ATC when I get into a safe spot. Alright, we're on the ground. So I applied my parking brake. Let's go ahead and contact ATC ground.
121
Knowledge
decimal
handoff.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
We're on the ground. Go ahead and we'll keep our landing lights on right now. And take our landing lights off. And put our taxi lights on. Let's go ahead and turn on our floodlights because it's pretty dark in the nighttime. Go ahead and talk to ground. Go ahead.
Portland ground, Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 request taxi to parking.
Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha 3 Whiskey.
I'm gonna hit scroll lock and acknowledge.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Tree Whiskey Vector Airways Foxtrot Tango 1287.
Disengage my parking brake. Check. Make sure no traffic. No traffic. And slowly get going here. Go ahead and turn off the music. There we go. And hope the music wasn't too loud. Like I said, if you like the music, let me know. It was Lo-Fi Geek. He has a YouTube channel. Like I said, I'll put it in the description. This was a flight from Seattle, Tacoma to Portland International in some pretty nasty weather. And it scared me a little bit through that one storm. You saw the shaking and I almost got overstressed. But hey, we made it. We're on the ground. We just need to come up here, call the ball, shut her down. And there we go. We're going to apply the parking brakes. So I'm going to hold the brakes and show you where the parking brake is again. I have it hooked up to my controller, but I'll show you. It is, we're going to turn off our icing. And our parking brake is right here. So parking brake is applied. We're going to drop our propellers, our mixture all the way. There we go. We kill our taxi lights, our nav lights, our floodlights. Actually, let's keep our floodlights so we can see. Go ahead and turn off our avionics. There we go. Well, you should turn off the battery too, but Flight Simulator thinks once avionics are off that everything's good to go. Anyways, I have been 3D Flight Dreams. I hope you enjoyed this flight of the Beechcraft Baron G58 from Seattle to Tacoma to Portland International. Like I said, there's more videos on the way. I thank you, and peace and love.